and welcome to the great New York State Fair. My name is Skip Clark, 92.1 The Wolf in the Inner Harbor Media Group. And if you take a close look at your screen, she's my right, your left, the one and only Crystal Gayle is here.
Thank you.
So awesome to see you. I do a lot of these interviews, and I very seldom get starstruck. But I am right now, like in awe. You are absolutely stunning. You are beautiful.
Sweet.
The hair over you still have all that.
I still have some hair. I'll tell you, I don't know how.
Yeah,
it gets caught on everything.
This is cool to have you actually come over. You are a legend in a lot of different ways. You were the CMA Female Vocalist winner in 1977 and 78, just a couple of years ago. You had the American Eagle Award for Lifetime Achievement in 2017. Does it seem like it was that long ago?
It really just feels like you turn around and time is gone.
Yeah.
It's like, because I can remember thinking when I was younger, 30's old. Because I hadn't gotten to 30 yet. And then when I got there, it was like, oh, it's not that bad.
No, it's not. We don't worry about age anyway.
No, we don't worry. It's hey, the alternative.
Well, we don't
so,
like to think about
we're honored that people have listened to my music through the years and still listening and come out.
Yeah. And I love it when I hear some of those old songs, the one that you pretty much wrapped up with earlier, Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue. And I told you before we went out with the lights and the cameras and all that I played that. I'm going to show my age here a little bit. But when that was given to radio to play and it went flying up the charts, I played that as it was climbing the charts. And I had the biggest crush on you. I'm just saying, look at this woman. She's absolutely beautiful.
Well, when that song came out for me, I was out on the road and I was working on Sydney, Iowa at a rodeo.
Oh, wow.
For a whole week.
Okay.
And they would pull us out in the middle of the rink, and we do our show and then it pull us back out. But people started, it was just a different atmosphere. When that song came, it was like, wow, I realized they must be playing this song. I didn't know what it was doing because you're out on the road and just busy. And
nobody tells you.
No one tells you. So,
I know.
I was honored, though.
You kept an eye on it. So, yeah. Excellent. That went all the way up to the top, and then it stayed there for quite a while, which was pretty cool. Tell us about your induction into the Grand Ole Opry. Your sister helped you out with that, right?
Yes. In October, might have been, I think it was November of the year before, 2016. Carrie Underwood came at the Ryman and I was performing and she wanted to sing Brown Eyes with me. So we sang that together. And then at the end, she asked me if I wanted to be a member of the Opry. And then I was so honored when my sister inducted me into the family. I mean, that was really special. And that was at the Ryman also. Wow. And, that was the first place I performed. I actually was about 17 when Loretta, she had gotten sick, and Mooney talked him into letting me sing in her place, and I'll never forget that.
Oh, I just talking about.
I know.
And as a matter of fact, you were telling a story up on stage about your sister and all that, and we had some people stop by the booth, and they said, "I got to walk the other way." They had tears coming down. Because you and your sister just meant so much to so many people, the hearts of so many. It's country the way country was meant to be, and the coal miner's daughter. Let's just
Well, we had some special parents, and they were good. We have 4 brothers and 3 sisters, 8 in our family.
Yep.
And my mother would have had 20 if she could have.
Busy lady.
Yeah, she was. She kept us together.
How did all this start for you, though? Was it your sister, or how did all this start for Crystal Gayle?
Well, I grew up singing. My mother said I could sing before I could walk. So, music was part of my life. And, in Kentucky, music was a part of everybody's life. They sit on the porch, play the guitar, sing, and you could hear them at the next holler. But it was something that I just loved. And I know I would have been singing somewhere. Somehow, maybe just in church. But my sister got my recording contract with Decca Records. Owen Bradley, he produced my first session.
Yes.
And then it didn't take long for me to realize, for me to make it on my own, I had to find a label that believed in me. And I was there because of me and not just being a sister of. And not that anything was wrong with that, but you have to You have to have the people behind you.
You do. Do you ever pull out the old masters and just listen, or maybe you and your husband get together on a night where you got nothing going and you just kind of say, you know what, do you remember when? Do you ever do that?
I have listened to, pulled out some demos that I had done, actually for the Wilburn Brothers Publishing Company.
Oh yeah, okay.
And they helped me, go in the studio and learn how to work the mic in the studio, and then that just gave me an extra part of my life of being in the business, being around the greats. I mean, the Wilburn Brothers are so wonderful. I mean, their harmonies was so special.
Oh yes. I want to go back to "Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue" a little bit, because I have some notes here. It was recognized by ASCAP as one of the 10 most performed country songs of the 20th century. One of the 10 most performed. How's that make you feel?
Oh, I'll take anything. I love it all.
I love it. And what about your duet with Eddie Rabbitt, You and I? That was, wow.
Just you and I. Eddie called and said, hey, will you do some harmony on one of my records? And he sent it to me, and I said, well, I called him. I said, Eddie, I'll do a little bit more than that, if you don't mind. The answering and the verses, and it just all fell together. Eddie had already recorded the song. Normally you would work together, but he had recorded it, and then he asked me to be a part of it.
No, but you didn't do it together.
No.
So you did your part, one location. Eddie did his other.
I went to the same studio that Eddie
but you
recorded.
Did it separately, and then they pieced it together.
And they, they played Eddie's, and then I sang. And actually, that was really a first take. I only redid a couple lines. They wanted me, I had to match him a little bit better. So that was it. It's just, and those were the days, when you can do that.
What do you think of today's country? Because, I mean, you're from this time, a place in time that country was really like country, if I could say that. I know it changes, everything evolves. We, even with the Wolf, we play everything. I mean, we go back to Alabama, we go back to Berks and Dunn, of course, and we're still touring. And here you are, but still, there's a lot of newer artists.
There's a lot of new artists. To me, country music is so popular. That's why it's so many different sounds that you're hearing. So many different. Everybody wants to be a part of country music. I'm from LA to New York. I mean, they're all just coming to Nashville, recording a song to be country, which is great because they love it. And it just makes it a bigger audience. But that means you also have not the straight ahead country as we had before. Right. But as long as they do not forget that.
Exactly.
And still play it and be a part of country music, then it's okay.
I like that. When Beyonce did what she did here not all that long ago, there were a lot of different opinions on that. But the way I looked at it, I'll tell you how I felt, and maybe you will agree or disagree. But I looked at it as somebody coming from a different genre of music, bringing their fans into the country format, which could only make our format bigger.
Definitely. And I look at that. It was like Brown Eyes.
Yeah.
If they had not accepted me, my song was... Brown Eyes was number 1 in the Cashbox charts, number 2, I think, in Billboard. And it was like, if they had not accepted me, it wouldn't have gone over.
Right.
And so it's both ways.
Yeah.
And so I feel lucky with that.
Talked a lot about music, but the name Crystal. I want to hear the story about how you got the name Crystal. And I also know that, after the fact, when you got the name Crystal, you had a crystal shop.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, then Crystal came from being on the same label as Brenda Lee. My real name's Brenda, so I had to change it.
Right.
And Loretta saw the name Crystal on a Crystal hamburger chain. She said, I love that name. She said, but she also said later in life, she said it was a chandelier. It was named after a chandelier. But the Crystal hamburgers, and they're pretty good hamburgers,
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. Maybe it was from back when, wherever, or whenever. But still,
well, they might not be here. They were
right.
South.
Everything's kind of. But you had a crystal shop, correct?
I had. We closed it. I'm not sure how many years ago, but we'd had it for 20 some years, and I have so much respect for retail people. I mean, That's not easy. It's hard work, and it wasn't hard work on me, but it was hard work on everybody else. My husband, especially. I just went and shopped. I want this.
He's not
this,
even
this.
listening, by the way.
I know.
He's doing what all of us guys do.
On that phone,
He's checking his
trying to take the scores is right.
Scores, yeah. Checking his fantasy football maybe and all that. So yeah, see, he's not listening at all.
I know he's busy. Bill.
There he goes. Okay. Checking. Okay.
Was that business?
So anyway, where do you live now? Real quick before I let you go, Crystal, where do you live now?
We live in Nashville, Tennessee.
You live in Nashville.
And we've lived there. Both my children were born in Nashville. And, it's a place to go to and be if you wanted to get into the business. And, of course, my sister Peggy was here in Nashville, my brother Jay Lee. And so we had family down there. So it was just the next step in we were in Bloomington, Indiana, where my husband graduated from IU. And then
I love it.
Then he went to Vanderbilt University.
And where'd you guys meet? Like in Nashville?
In Wabash, Indiana.
Really? Very nice.
And so in high school.
It's been love ever since. God bless you.
Thank you.
Crystal Gayle, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you've got a lot to do, a lot of places to go. Where are you heading from here? Do you get to go home or do you?
No, we're going to Glens Falls.
Glens Falls? Glens Falls, New York? Oh, wow. You got plenty
and then
of
Rhode
time.
Island, and then
Rhode Island.
Then go home and then head out west.
There you go. Well, Crystal Gayle, you're a legend. You're a lifesaver. You are just remarkable woman. I appreciate everything you've done. No, because it's people like Crystal, and you go through all the different generations of country music. It's people like her that really put us in the right direction. And with the songs that she does, as you saw her do this today on stage, and just so heartfelt, and just it's the real. I got the chicken noodles. Look at chicken noodles, girl, right there. Yeah. Anyways, everybody, give it up for Crystal Gayle.
Thank you.
Well, you asked about generations, because I just want to tell a quick story.